Well, it's the big show. It's the big bad show tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the GodisaGeek podcast. I'm back from LA. I'm Daniel Murphy, and unfortunately, my regular co-hosts are not with me today. But fortunately, Mr. Adam Cook is with me. Adam, how's it going?
Not bad, mate. Is this actually the first podcast since I'm out of practice, mate? Is this the first podcast since LA, is it?
Yeah, because we didn't do one last week, so we only got back on Tuesday, and we'd done like 4 podcasts that week, so it would have been little point, considering me and Subsy would not have been playing anything, and that point remains the same. I have not played fuck all. Well, I have played fuck all, because, I don't know, I'd played new stuff at E3, and it's hard to go back to the old stuff, and Overwatch pissed me off, and I was like, right, you've done me nothing to Overwatch, I'm having a break. Which was quite weird because I was buzzing to get back into it, and I've not had the desire to go back to it at all since I got
in fairness, like the problem with that game, they are fixing from your perspective.
I'm so happy. I'm so happy.
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. The thing after E3, I've never been to an E3. I don't really do events. I'm not planning to ever do them. It's not my cup of tea. But there is always a kind of a lull. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Because people are, a lot of like UK press and PR and everyone else is coming back from LA, and it's kind of nothing happens, because normally Monday in the UK is the day where not much happens because everyone's in meetings Monday morning, but after the E3 that kind of extends into the week. Yeah, well, not for a month, it's more like a week and a bit, and it's starting to pick up back again, and there's a lot going on, like lots of games to review. I reviewed 2 myself, 3, sorry, but I'm
so busy trying to make money and having to do fucking previews.
That's the thing. Like, while you're at E3, you could you do videos and you do podcasts and you do bits of writing, but you can't really do all of it
because you need to eat and sleep.
That's right, and you have more appointments than you have time to sit there and write while you're there.
Yeah.
And we're a small team anyway, so there's only 2 of you guys over there. Whereas perhaps someone like a GameSpot or an IGN have got like a team of 12 strong. It's
12, well, it's fucking 1,200. They've got a fucking whole wall room to do whatever they've got.
Yes, I mean, it's I don't know. I like E3.
It was good. It was a really cool experience going.
Oh yeah, of course, because you haven't even spoken about general. Well, I was just going to say I like it from home. But I've also, people are going to think I've never been away the amount I'm going to moan here. But I also, for the second year running, didn't stay up for anything past Ubisoft because
Sony, you would have enjoyed Sony staying up for it, I think.
I mean, like a lot of Sony's games are interesting and I want to play them, but I don't know. I mean, it's too late for me, mate. I mean, it was probably really cool for the people who did stay up, but the last time I did it was years ago, and there was like a God of War. Something or God of War, and it was like I fell asleep in bed with the iPad and headphones on, and this big swelling orchestral thing came on, like it woke me up, and I was like, why am I doing this?
You're an old geezer. You gotta,
I am.
This is the way of the world. You get tired.
You sleep, mate.
No, I get it. There's no shame in that at all. But yeah,
I'm not shamed. Proud.
Good stuff. It's like Overwatch did me nothing, and I wanted something new, but. Yeah, stuff was just too expensive, and then my mates ended up, we was drunk the other night and ended up booking a trip to Denmark, so I'm nice skin.
Okay.
So the money.
Hang on. Yeah. Roll back before you talk about Denmark. Well, I'm sure you talk about Denmark later as well. But what, generally speaking, like I know you haven't done too many press events before. One, but you did. In fact, one. I'm trying to remember if it was Germany or France. It was Cologne, yeah, of course it was, for Rainbow Six Siege. It was kind of like a chance for you to see what they're about, but it's not the same, is it? What do you, as someone who's been to E3 for the first time, how do you feel about E3, generally speaking?
Right, so going into this, like, for a start, the first week, for me, it was fucking amazing seeing, because, like, during the press conference week and all that stuff, I was meeting to Stubbsy, who was with. These are just people he knows and acquaintances and colleagues, because he's doing all the events, he knows everyone. Yeah. But for me, so meeting so many people who I've inspired me to do this, and I've read their work and stuff, was like fucking, and I'll follow them on Twitter and just only know from through a computer screen, was massive for me. And then, I don't know if I mention names and be that much of a
soppy. You can mention names if you want, right, it's up to you, mate.
Well, it's funny, and Stubbsy might tell a story next time he's on. So, the first day of E3, we're walking, we're crossing the road to get to the other side of the convention centre, and we're just at the traffic light, and then we hear buddy Simon Miller, a video gamer's voice, and he's with Big Jamie Trinker, and then that's a video gamer, has been a soppy. Video gamer, basically, the team... it's Video Gamer and then Colin Moriarty and Greg Miller of Now Kind of Funny, who were the ones who got me into games writing and got me liking it and stuff.
Gotcha.
And I actually walked past the kind of funny people, and that was kind of starstruck stuff. But because like Jim, and especially with all his video stuff and all that. So we just saw them, and obviously Stubbsy just knows them, so their pals, so Stubbsy just went over, started talking to him, and was like, pally, and I was just like, starstruck.
Really?
Not, I don't think I was embarrassed and stuff, but I was like, I'd sold some stuff, I'd really like to meet him, and it was just I was very happy, and then, this is going somewhere, so then we ended up going to the little press room, and we was just talking, they were just, just talking about E3 and stuff, and because obviously it's like, their second, or someone else, I think, it's Miller went to his first one ages ago.
Yeah, I think probably his second one.
And I want to say Pat Garrett's from VG247.
VG247,
yeah. He came over, and it was he did his first one 13 years ago.
Yeah,
so all
the guy, Pat, as well.
Yeah, he was very nice. So all these people are talking about E3, and they are very fucking jaded by it, and like don't want to be there.
They're probably tired and fucked off that they're not at home.
Yeah, exactly, and all this, and like, and I was like, just sitting there, like, I wonder if I'll be as jaded and cynical at the end of it, and I'm not.
No, but
and that's something like I'm a kid going to it. It's something I never thought I'd go.
You're not a kid, but I know
you know what I mean.
Yeah,
I was a kid compared to every other journalist.
Oh yeah, definitely. A lot of them are older, have got kids. Like Pat's got kids, Jim's got kids. You know, they're probably just wanting to not be away from their comfortable bed. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
What I'm saying is they're older guys.
Exactly. But so like going there and like. And how everyone like is jaded after it.
Yeah.
And I thought, I wonder if I'll be, but I wasn't. It just basically, it was more from meeting PRs, like who run. It is their job to be nice, but everything. But like meeting people and all that type of stuff. It just like instead of jading me, probably did the opposite because I was just like really happy. Like Patrick Dane of Bleeding Cool.
Yep.
I had dinner with him off the last day of E3. Fucking sound fella. Obviously been on the podcast before.
Yeah, lovely guy. Yeah.
Met so many nice people and everything, and it really made me happy about being.
There are nice people in the industry. Yeah,
definitely.
there are definitely.
And it made me just happy about being half in this industry
with a foot in the door. Yeah.
Yeah. It was,
I know you're coming from.
And it was cool playing. It's just cool being somewhere that I'm not seeing like famous, like like Colin Moriarty and fucking Big Danny O'Dwyer. I really wanted to get a chance to hopefully meet Danny because he's been on the podcast.
Danny.
But I saw him on stage with Dave Jewett on the GameSpot thing, and then I never ran into him. So I was like, okay. But he's
to be fair, like Danny was very very busy. I would imagine, and like even in the evenings, like there was one evening where because Giant Bomb. So because it's weird because the way you talk about those guys, the way I would talk about. Specifically, Giant Bomb.
It's who you watch and who you get into it, isn't it?
But, it is. But I mean,
like the Beyond people at IGN, and then.
Well, the reason I say it is because by extension of Giant Bomb, Danny O'Dwyer, I would group in. I know he works for GameSpot, but I would group him in with those guys, and it was really cool to have him on the podcast and chat to him. And what you sort of realise is that most people who have these millions of people watching them are just kind of the same as us.
Oh, yeah, it's real.
Just normal, real people. Danny is a lovely guy, as people will know if they haven't listened to the podcast. They should go back because it was a fun podcast and he's a good guy. We might have something else involving him soon, but I can't say any more than that. Don't
people,
say.
I won't, but other people who are in for that are very excited about it.
Yeah,
it's just it was just really cool. It was like affirming for me to like just meet somebody. Like I say, it's hard to get. People on the internet, it's like everyone on the internet tends to want to put their best self across, and that can sometimes be portrayed as arrogance, and that's just how the internet is. Because you've got the internet is it's basically your shop window. You want to make yourself look, you want to make yourself look as possible. But I just say cunt all the time, which isn't the best.
See, but that's kind of why I took to you as a person, because you're not someone I would deem goes on Twitter or Facebook. It's like, oh, I'm Dan Murphy, but I'm not really. This is the Dan Murphy I want you, because I've never approached it that way. I would just rather people look. If they don't like me, then cool, but at least they don't like me me, rather than they do like me, and then they meet me and go, hang on, this bloke says cunt all the time, and I thought he was like this really professional, like that's I haven't. I mean, again, I'm older and I haven't got time in my life to pretend to be something else,
and it's not like
you don't either.
Yeah. I'm not saying it's like people who I've met were like fake on their Twitters. It's just like you try to put your best self across, and maybe some people are, people who are actually in jobs probably want to be more professional, which is fair enough. I'm a kid. I'm a teenager.
Some people are told they probably have to be. Like there are probably companies that say you must conduct yourself, because people like always put like, oh, this is my profile on Twitter, and opinions of my own, and they are, but you are, whether you like it or not, representing the company. And
go back
some,
fucking 8 months ago when I was told by uni to try and not
Yeah, I
swear.
remember
That lasted about 4 days. I think Bolton fucked up, and I was like, that's done.
But it's like, again,
what I was trying to get
maybe because I'm older, but what's the point though? You know, what's the point in the fake nonsense? Just be who you are.
But that's what I was trying to get into. It's like, so sometimes on Twitter, like, people just try and I'll do it. I'll act like as smarter than I am sometimes on Twitter when I talk about football, and like I will, like everyone does. But so just to see that so many people are just genuine and nice, it was really nice. I really liked it. And it was just nice to meet so many people. And the games were alright too. I can't go back to PES 2016 because PES 2017 is the best game I've ever played in my life.
See, that's an interesting one because where I've always gone between the two, like PES and FIFA. 1 year like one year. I can never be accused of being a fanboy. I just like whichever's the best game. I don't really give a shit other than that. And I remember when we used to get FIFA preview code like really early. And it was exactly the same. Like, I can't play the last one. I can't. I just can't go back because although it was a very good game at the time, this one is so much better.
I didn't think PES could be improved that much. Keepers, referees, maybe the
small bits.
You literally maybe improve like the responsiveness of the passing by a millisecond. But
I
didn't think there was much more they could improve. But fuck me dead. I can't believe how much they've done.
Yeah,
like, I can't. It's so and I'll probably actually. I can't really say it's my game. I don't think I can say it's my game of the show because it'd be a bit
absolutely can.
It'd be a bit of a
the favourite game you play.
But oh my god, I want it so much.
That's a common thing. Like I say, I used to feel the same. Like, and it was the same even with PES. That the one thing that always concerns me is every time, and I've played a lot of them. I've played a preview build of a football game. And this is PES and FIFA. Every time I've played it, I've gone, right, this is it. Don't touch it. Just whatever the polish is in terms of the visual stuff. Like there was, I don't even know if now I can say it. There was a visual thing in one of the, this is FIFA, but this is like last gen FIFA. So like, I'm sure I'm not on the NDA, but just in case, there was a visual thing they had to fix for the final version. It was a preview build. That was the whole point of it. But other than that, I was there with that, and I've done it with PES. I'd be like, don't change anything else. Just leave this alone. Just make all the graphics do whatever you need to do to get them to exactly the final point. But in terms of the gameplay, please don't touch fucking anything, and they always do. And I never understand why, because it's like it's actually perfect. This is the game,
PES,
and they
2017, it could be the best football game. And I've said this about PES 2016. Well,
I did too, and I still say it because I haven't played
2017 could be the best football game. Fuck it could be better than actual football. Like,
well, that's not
I
can't, at the moment,
and it definitely is better than a minute. But I can't honestly. It was like I should explain why. Basically, they've got this thing called player ID now, and the players act like their real life counterparts. And they didn't tell me this when I was playing. I had no idea because I hadn't really watched trailers or anything. And I was playing as Germany, and I was playing against a fella. So this was against a real person, and I'd lost the first game, and then I was playing the second game, and I was doing really well. I fucking smashed it like 4-1, I think. And he'd gone through with a French attacker, and I was Germany. And I wanted to bring Neuer out, and he was out in an instant. Like, he was on. The guy was at the edge of the box, and he was out already. And that's because I was like, "Whoa, he was quick." Wait, did he start at the edge of his box? Because it's Neuer, and he fucking started at the edge of his box.
Right,
because he literally played. That's how he plays. I was like, "Wow!" I didn't even need to be told that. I realised it in my own time. And it's stuff like I was like asking, "So is De Gea weak at his near post?" And he's like, "Yeah." I was like, that's so good because it's like realistic.
I have a concern with that.
It makes the players feel like they're actual counterparts, and it makes them feel individuals and not just.
But how
stats.
far does it go? Because I have a feeling they started doing that a year or two ago, and it was like Ronaldo, like who you can just from his free kick starts. Do you know what I mean? Well, and it sounds like they're going further. But again, you're playing international football where you'd presume each one of them is kind of a superstar.
That's the only problem. They did say like it's obviously more pronounced because they have more data collection people, like the better teams and stuff. Yeah. But obviously it'll go lower down. But since Bolton aren't in the Championship anymore, I don't really give a fuck.
Oh shit! Yeah. Oh, fuck. I mean, look, I'm not arguing against what you've said at all. I'm just honestly, devil's advocate because I want.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. And they did say that it's not going to be as announced when you're playing in like a fucking Championship and stuff like that. No, when every player looks like a cabbage.
It's just not worth their money and time to do that, is it?
But honestly,
and also at some point, some of those players haven't got individual skills and traits. It's just Clogger 1, isn't it? And Clogger 2. You know?
Exactly. Yeah. But like the players, they're just on this. It was like France v Germany when I really noticed it. And you just could tell every player feels like unique. So Pogba is tall but has something about him. Kroos is like short but like is like well built and can do a nudge but is a really good passer. Giroud again is like really like fucking built like a barrel and could just fucking win headers and stuff. And it's just so every player, and like I said, it was like Germany v France, so all the players are going to be pretty
like superstars,
renowned. But they all felt unique. And then the other thing, I only had one game with the UI, so I didn't have enough time to really notice it. But they telling me that they have adaptive UI. Where UI?
Do you mean AI?
AI,
yeah, I was going to say okay.
Where the team will. So if you keep going down the right wing, they'll start doubling up on your right winger.
Oh, that's cool.
If you're if you're playing up to a target man, they'll start double marking him. They'll adapt to how you play.
Hell, that does sound good.
Yeah, and I was like, the potential it has for this type of stuff. And I asked if it'll go, if you did career mode, would it do like that over a season? And they said no at this point, but maybe that's like the next step they could do. But honestly, that's just potential at this point.
It's still good. I mean,
honestly, this game could be just like fucking. I was genuinely amazed, and I think how did I work it out? I think I played 4 games, 4 and a bit games, and I scored. Say something. I played bloody. Who's the fella who's really good? Who you warned me about?
I'll probably ask him Tanvir.
Yeah, played him. I didn't play him for all of the games. I played him for a little bit, and I was winning before I got dragged away from the interview.
Really?
I'll tell you that, yeah. I was like, whoa.
To be fair, mate, he probably was letting you off easy. I imagine. He's very, very good at PES.
I imagine. But I played, I think, 4 and a bit games, and there must have been, I'd say, about 15 or so goals in total, maybe. So I think the first game was 1-0, and then I think I won 3 or 4-1. Then I won 2-1.
But these are mostly against human people, yeah?
Yeah. And then
so
the last...
different, yeah.
I think I won against the... I play on easy difficulty because I'm shit. Well, I played on regular, to be fair, but, I'm shit against. And I think I won the game against the AI 3-0, maybe. 3-1, maybe. So there was a lot of goals, and every single goal was different. I scored... I went from, and I got a given goal at the goal of V3 as well, I must say.
Did you?
Yeah, because I scored a fucking worldie. I scored 2 amazing free kicks as well. I was so happy.
To be fair, PES is something I've always felt that's what it's always done better. The feeling of thumping a ball, and every goal does feel unique in PES. Whereas I feel like I'm not having to get FIFA. I don't play it now. Last year's game rather. But I watch my kids play it a lot, and there does seem to be a lot of very similar goals.
The thing is with FIFA, like you have the best way to score goals, and that's the ultimate way to play the game. And that's just not the same.
Just take a step inside and finesse it into the corner.
Oh, long through ball over the top, just run through and go around the keeper. But with this, every goal was so different. Even I scored 2 free kicks in one game as Germany, and each free kick was different. So with Royce, I took one slightly to the right and then just hit it straight into the top corner. Right. Then another one, I smashed it low on the ground and went into the bottom corner. I scored so many different types of goals, and from shit rebounds that I'd managed to fluff into a fucking stonking volleys.
Okay,
it's so good. I can't not wait. Honestly, that's the only I've got a fucking crave to play it, but I feel bad because I'm overshadowing everything. All the other
it's
stuff
quite a while away. I mean, what is it? September, October? I can't even remember.
November,
it's usually around then.
November usually for PES actually.
Is it? I can't remember.
But so many good, so much good stuff. Like Zelda looks like it could be something special. My favourite bit about that demo was how the enemies felt like they were living their own life, which just made the whole world. So I guess I give the example for the listeners if you're not seeing the video preview. I read my preview, which you should do, you dicks. Basically, I sneaked up on this hill, and in the valley below there was 2 of these red enemy peak things, and I was looked over, and one of them, they were just cooking food over a fire, and one of them didn't even have his weapon on him. He just had it laid down next to a log. I just loved how they weren't in battle. They were there. They weren't just there for me to kill. They were living their own life, having some tea.
Gotcha.
And the only when I appeared did they go and get their weapon and try and fight me. It wasn't as if they were just there to kill. They were having their own life, and it made the world feel alive.
That's a bit witchery, isn't it?
Definitely, and I think I said that as much on the review.
You did. I think you called it the preview, something like if the Witchers did Studio Ghibli, or the other way around.
Something like that,
yeah. Yeah.
Really good.
I'm very excited for Zelda because I've always loved those games, but I've always preferred the 2D ones, like So, for example, my favourite Zelda in I suppose modern memory would be Link Between Worlds, and then before that, not that I haven't liked them, I just found them. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's because the originals were like that. I don't know, but this does look very nice, very nice indeed.
I must say, there's a stamina bar. I didn't think much of it at the time, but thinking of it now, that could probably get a bit annoying because I was trying to climb for some reason now. So the demo was you get like half an hour, 20 minutes, whatever it was, like free time to just have a gander.
Yeah.
And I looked at the map and I saw that you could fast travel to points that you'd found, and fucking by accident, I accidentally fast travelled to the bit of the actual demo that you got given after when you actually play the story. Okay. So I fucking explode the same area twice, which is fucking idiotic from me. But
So
yeah. So have you seen the gameplay demo of the start of the game?
Yeah.
So you know when that big tower spouts out of the ground?
I haven't seen that bit now. Actually,
well, there's a big tower spouts out of the ground, and I saw it I just came across it on my 3-year-old demo, and I tried climbing up it. And it took I didn't even get up to the end because it took so fucking long because I had to keep stopping on these platforms for the stamina bit.
Right.
And it just seems a bit like a hindrance. I don't know why it's a benefit, but you can only wait and see. I'm really excited for it.
Yeah.
It looks really good.
I think everyone is. I think. Yeah. There was some really good games at E3. Like there was some. I don't know. I mean, there was some omissions. Like I had a feeling we would see Crackdown, and we didn't.
I think they just need to keep shut about that until it's ready to show. I said on the E3 podcast, I think they might be waiting for Scorpio to use the power of that to promote, because they might not be able to rely on the cloud stuff.
Yeah, I mean, Crackdown's a weird one because it was never like this massively popular game. It's just like people who played it really loved it, and it gave way to games like Infamous, which did similar things. But no one was like, Crackdown's the second coming. I don't remember them reviewing that well. I mean, I remember Crackdown 2 getting like 7s or 8s, but nothing. I don't remember them ever getting like, these massive Metacritic ratings or anything. Or I don't know.
Yeah, I agree. But yeah, it was like I say, Horizon Zero Dawn was also really, really good.
So that one's got me now. It didn't last year. Like last year, I watched it. I was like, that looks very pretty. This year, though, like, yeah, okay, I'm all in again. Kind of has things about it that make me think about The Witcher. But
yeah, definitely.
It's
the world looks a lot like the same.
It looks a bit more easy to play. Like The Witcher is. There's a lot happening in The Witcher. Like you need to know what you're doing.
It's definitely like the menus and that are a lot simplified. There was a very good thing on this where there's like a quick crafting. So say you run out of ammo, you can just hold down your wheel button, your weapon wheel. Hold down if you have enough of the. If you have enough supplies, you can just hold square or whatever, and it'll just automatically craft you 20 more arrowheads or whatever.
Rise of the Tomb Raider does something similar to that.
Yeah, so very easy. And like with Horizon, the HUD's clean. Like it won't come on if you're not in combat unless you press a button. With Witcher, you've got so much screen furniture all the time unless you turn it off because you need it really in Witcher.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, that's a fair comment.
Like it just seems really good. Like the melee combat is Dark Soulsy, so heavy attacks R2, weak attacks or light attacks R1. It's
an interesting game in that it's out next year, but like that, it's not a year away. It's I think January or February. So it's kind of like 8 months away, maybe less than that. But we have kind of only seen sort of. I mean, we've seen the game, but we haven't seen much of it. Like, I mean, they'll probably do previews nearer the time where it's like, come play it for 3 hours.
Maybe, but I hope they keep a lot of the stuff a mystery because the whole point of it is a mystery. So the point of the story is that it's 1,000 years after the fall of mankind, whatever that is. I don't think the fall of mankind. You might learn the fall of mankind by proxy, but I don't think it's the point of the thing.
Okay.
It's like these machines have just been in harmony, not relative harmony, where you are the less dominant species and you will be the prey if you venture. But if you live respectably and don't harm them, you're not gonna, if you live in the ecosystem, nothing's gonna go wrong. But now these machines have started getting corrupted and getting blackened and attacking people without cars. And then it's these machines that are new and haven't been seen before that are doing the corrupting. And then I imagine the story's gonna be she's gonna go on a mission to find out what exactly is happening, and then the mysteries of this that will get untold. And then they was telling me when I was playing that there'll be clues. So like there'll be clues into there'll be forgotten abandoned cities that you'll be able to explore, like long abandoned cities, and there'll be like brief just still remaining landmarks that may give clues as to where you actually are in the world, because they don't say. Imagine it'll be in America somewhere, knowing the world.
Do you get the feeling it's long, like a big game?
Oh, definitely, it's going to be. It's an open world app. It's going to be, I'd say, Assassin's Creed or Far Cry type open world.
Okay, because that's my only concern is that I am a little bit fatigued with open
I reckon
world.
there'll be one where you can... I don't think it'll be Witcher level. I think it'll be... You can
Okay.
finish the campaign quickly if you want to.
Okay.
But the map was fucking huge, and it had like
Right.
4, if not 3 or 4 different factions, or like areas. So it was like distinctly snowy area, distinctly sandy area, distinctly jungle/foresty area. Which makes me think America, because that's one of the only places where you get all these, like... Saying that, we don't know if the fucking tectonic plates have moved or not in this time.
Yeah, no, that's true.
Saying that, it usually takes millions of years for that to happen, but you never know. It's interesting, and it's really good. Like, all the combat worked really nice, and one of the most impressive things was the fucking skid. Like, the skid you can do on that is so good, so satisfying. But how see, I would get crossed between calling them machines or creatures because they're one and the same, but how all the creatures work and their ecosystems and their own unique behaviours and stuff, it's really bloody interesting. It's got a lot. I feel like it's a simple game to play, but I feel like it's going to have quite a lot of depth to it, and I'm looking forward to it.
Cool.
And actually, there was a lot of complaints about why can't they just have a dinosaur game? I like how it isn't, because just simply we can still have actually English people.
A
English
dinosaur
voices.
game won't be fun. A dinosaur game sounds fun in people's head, but think about what that would actually be. It wouldn't be fun. What are you going to do?
Far Cry 1 would be good. I don't
know though.
Let's say if you're a Far Cry, it's Far Cry. Who gives a shit? Say you're a time traveller, you get thrown back with all your guns in a dinosaur world. That'd be sick.
Really though? Would you? I mean, do you really want to go around killing dinosaurs and shit? I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
Two-Rock, mate. Like, a good Two-Rock would be buzzing.
Yeah, but there hasn't been one of them in a while. I don't know. I just think the way technology's moved on, I don't think people want to go around killing dinosaurs. Ark survival thingy, whatever it is, on Xbox and PC suggests otherwise. But
well, Far Cry Primal would be like, just do it Far Cry fucking prehistoric, where you tame some dinosaurs, but you have to kill others if they attack you in that.
Maybe.
But you have machine guns, so you can kill T-Rexes easily.
Yeah.
I think people want dinosaurs, but this is really, really good, you know. And
Robo dinosaurs are the next best thing.
Yeah, exactly, and I'm very much looking forward to Horizon Zero Dawn, and yeah. What did you see anything from press conferences and stuff you're excited for? South Park looks sick.
I mean, South Park, I was actually more upset that I couldn't play that again, because I'm not going to pre-order that, because I'll probably be reviewing it, so there's no point me paying for that game now when I'm going to be reviewing it anyway. But I really do want to play that game again, and I don't want to set up another console. Other than that, it's mostly the stuff you've covered. Again, at Microsoft, they showed Inside, which is out now. I've played through that and reviewed that. I found it very odd the way that game has just reappeared, because I'm sure it was announced at least a year ago, maybe 2 E3s ago, I want to say. It's the follow-up. It's follow-up to Limbo. It has been a while. And then they just showed it, and it's out in a couple of weeks. And it is. I say it's literally, at this point, the last time you recorded the podcast, that game had been kind of re-announced, or dated at least. And this podcast, it's out and available to buy on Xbox. And to be honest, it's being hailed as the Game of the Year material. I've seen a lot of 10 out of 10s for it. I gave it 8.5 out of 10, which is still a really good game. It's a really good game. But it is, if you like Limbo, you're going to like it. It's like that sort of thing. I don't know, E3 wise, you've covered the main ones that interested me. I mean,
what
South
about from
Park,
the conferences? Any reveals? Like God of War reveal, that was brilliant.
It
At
was,
first,
but yeah, it's a way off.
In the crowd. So at first, with the orchestra, which is Bear McCready, who does the soundtracks for Walking Dead and, more importantly, Black Sails, which is one of my favourite shows, and the score for that is amazing. He's really good, and he's actually doing the score for the game, they said. So that's that's
cool.
really good. Oh, they said this is... They definitely said something along... I'm pretty sure they said that. And the orchestra along with that, the trailer. And at first it was like Viking it and like a ginger lad. So I thought, oh, this is going to be a Horizon trailer. She's got a little brother or something.
Yeah.
And then big Kratos comes out, and that was a great reveal.
See, God of War, I really liked what I saw of it, but I also kind of just want to forget about it, because I think that's quite some way off.
Probably.
I think we'll be seeing that next E3, and it still won't be out. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay.
And we kind of all knew it was happening, really. I mean, not officially, but everyone knew God of War it's too successful for them to just go, nah, we're done. So I kind of, totally with you on that. It looked amazing, and I like the way it looks like they're doing something different. And
see, I fucking love Norse mythology.
That's it. Yeah, that looks really cool.
It entices me more than the Greek stuff. Which
I would agree.
And like, there's some of the secrets in the trailer. So like there was a in the end when he's looking over what looks like a river, it might actually be a snake, and that means it'd be the Jormungandr, which is a child of Loki, and what I'm actually going to get for my next tattoo. Stuff like that, and there was like Valkyries or wraiths and fucking weird floaty things, and like they might the rumours are that the lad might be Thor because he shoots lightning, but then who's Odin?
But like I say, very
so
excited
good.
to play it, but it's so far away. I'm trying to just like go, okay, well I'll play that a lot. I'll finish that game because I've always liked those games. Slight concerns
another thing that
the way culture has changed with that game, how it will be received. Like I think
another thing that slumped my fucking game lump, that helped my game slump at the minute when I wanted to play God of War or just something to smash things, and it fucking bugged on me and wouldn't fix. I was fuming.
I think they're going to have to be very careful with God of War, whatever it's called, 4 or whatever they call it, God of War. Cultural landscapes changed quite significantly since those games were out, and while I think they're absolutely great games, I think there are portrayals of certain people and that they will need either a very firm, steady hand behind the scenes saying, no, this is our ideal, and yes, people are going to pick at it, but this is that, not generation, but that era, this is what it was.
It's
Game of
probably
Thrones
why
style
they've
thing.
given him a son, just so there's more depth to a story.
Make him a sympathetic figure, possibly. But I think there will
that
be a
dynamic
steady
looks
hand on that.
really good. Like,
it looks
stuff
cool.
of him being angry but not wanting to take his soul and trying to control his rage and trying to help his kid. I think that's a really cool dynamic. And
absolutely.
Emotional connections in characters always helps. Things
absolutely.
Like Last of Us wouldn't be the same game if it was without Ellie, would it?
No, of course not. No, I just I'm confident that they'll do the right thing in their eyes and probably not in some other people's, but it's what it is. I look forward to playing that eventually. 2018 probably.
Yeah, Spider-Man was a cool reveal. It's all Sony stuff.
see again, like I'm.
It
looks good, but I don't care about Spider-Man. I never have. I've never been a fan.
I'm not a Spider-Man.
Disliked Spider-Man as a superhero. And, like,
I'm not a big
it looks
fan
like a
of
cool
this...
game, but you know,
I'm not a big fan of him as a superhero. But the games are amazing. Like they're so good.
Some of the games are amazing. I think you need to be
that
because the last one on PS4 was fucking awful.
Obviously, but like Spider-Man 2 or whatever on PS2, I think.
Yeah, it's going back some time though, mate.
Exactly, but the thought
because there was a great Hulk game. I think the same studio made a really good Hulk game actually as well.
Yeah, I never played them. Spider-Man was like the only superhero who appealed to me because it's not even about the combat of the story. It's just fucking slinging about.
See, that's something that does worry me a bit. Again, like back then they didn't care. Like you just flung webs into the air and like the skyboxes were invisible anyway, so it's just like floating through and like it didn't have to connect. Do you know what I mean?
No, there was one when you had to do it. There was one game, the one I'm on about, where you did have to connect it to like buildings and if you didn't, you would fall and die.
Okay, I just wonder which way they'll go with it. Whether they will make it the realistic thing, or if they just make it so like you can just attach to the sky.
That was the problem with the last one. Why it was so shit because you could just fucking swing on the sky.
God, that game was so bad.
Yeah, it isn't exactly the quite realistic thing, but yeah, E3 was very enjoyable, a really good experience, and yeah, being at the press conferences was. I'm glad I didn't go to Ubisoft because I think my ass would still be numb now.
Yeah, that was long. Back home, that was long.
Speaking though, Ubisoft stuff was fun. I really liked Steep and For Honor. Steep is basically would be my replacement for what Skate 2. Well, the next Skate is what I've been wanting for ages. Steep, you're going to see it, stick it on, chill snowboarding, listen to podcasts, watch telly, easy done, or something like. And For Honor, I love Game of Thrones, Witcher. I'm really into my fantasy shit at the minute. And that just seems like a really realistic, like the sound effects on that with the clashing of steel and just fucking screaming people.
Looks like Rise to me, mate. To be honest with you,
it controls a lot different to Rise.
Thank Christ for that, because Rise was boring.
Rise was basically just a fucking QTE thing with odd combat.
It was just boring.
Whereas
boring.
The combat, like Stubbsy said, the combat was a lot more fun when you're playing against someone because you have to second guess people.
Okay.
And obviously the AI is probably easier on this because it's a demo.
Yeah.
I didn't want to ship people through quickly, but it was kind of easy to predict where you had to fight. So basically, the demo is, and it's interesting because I feel like there's going to be proper stories for each faction, or at least, and they're going to combine at some point or something. So you're a knight or a soldier, or whatever, and you're in a castle and someone's invading the castle. You got to defend the castle, and you got to go and fight people. So fighting like the fucking pipsqueak soldiers is a piece of piss. Like one slash and they're all fucking decimated because they're nothing. You're a giant tank. You're basically the mountain, and these are fucking 2p, not what it is. But when you come across equally sized like commanders and shit, you have to like go on duels with them. And so you have 3 directions where you can hold your sword. And then you have to match the direction to block theirs, and then switch it and not match theirs to hit them. And it's really cool and interesting. And like I said, I can imagine it works a lot better when you're playing someone who's an actual person. So like, you know, it's all a game of cat and like, you know, who blinks first type thing. But it's really good, and I really like the look of it, to be honest with you. And I did wonder if it'd be better without like the prompters on the screen telling you where their sword is and where your sword is, but so you have to actually look at your opponent. But Stubbsy gave some good reason on the podcast as to why that should be not. I don't know how to speak. But yeah, For Honor, really like that as well. There's a few games I really liked, you know. Overcooked was a game I played, which was really fun. Nice little co-op thing. It's just, you know, Abzu looks beautiful, but controls a little funny. It's going to be this generation's journey, but I think people will complain about the controls.
Makes sense, because it's some of the people behind Journey are involved in that. So.
See, I didn't even know it was people from Journey before I walked in, and I could tell straight away that it was Journey,
right?
Just from the looks of it. Oh, what else was there? Gravity Rush 2 was a nice surprise. Played that briefly. I'm just going to rattle through some stuff.
Okay, mate, you do that.
Tekken 7 might be the accessible fighting game I've always wanted.
Yeah,
but we'll never play.
Really?
Yeah, it was genuinely like me and Stubbsy just sat down. None of us are fighting people, and we both had actual good matches that seemed to go both ways. Whereas when we played Injustice or and like when I played Mortal Kombat when it came out last year, I just had no idea. I couldn't fight anyone because it's just doing it. But I thought it was really good. Maybe it won't. Maybe I should have played single player to see how good I really am. But...
No, they're good games. I'm just surprised that. Yeah, no, fair enough. I mean, I suppose it makes sense when you put it like that. Actually,
Resi 7 on VR, absolutely not. Fucking do one, never again.
Yeah, I don't even think I want to play that in VR. Actually,
do you play the normal demo?
Yeah.
We can talk about this. So sorry about this, but I fucking ended that demo as soon as possible. So. I got to that VR tape, and then I went, oh shit. I realised then, shit, I have to go in there, don't I? And as I walked into the secret bit and I was about to go down, it went collected backdoor key, and I was like, alright, see you later. I just fucking did a runner.
Yeah, but what happened when you did that?
Well, you open the door, sunlight, and then I think something drags you back inside. And I knew something was going to happen, so I was all right.
Hang on, did you not see? Because when I played it, like non VR, I did the same. I got the key and I thought about it, and I thought I'm just going to leave because at the start of the demo it said escape the house, so I'm going to do that. But you can spoilers for a demo, I suppose. But it gives you you open the door and you see the sunlight, and then basically someone sort of grabs you from behind and turns you around. You see like an old dude, and he just punches you in the face. And then you wake up in the cellar.
I can't really. I didn't wake up in a cellar.
Well, not cellar, wherever it is. You wake up somewhere else.
I didn't wake up. I'm pretty sure I didn't wake up.
Oh,
I died.
weird.
And I think I got my head stamped on. I got punched in the face or something.
Okay.
And then it went fade to black and went thanks for playing. But so there's loads of alternative endings or different ways to do it.
Yeah, there's loads of ways to do it.
I could have gone down the ladder and seen what them folk were doing, and I was tempted, but I was like, nah, see you there. And I could have gone upstairs to see mannequins. I was talking to the PR afterwards. They said, you could have gone upstairs and there's some creepy mannequins. I'm like, good fucking job I didn't then, innit? Because I'd have thrown you fucking...
They move around, like you face away from them.
I can't deal with that.
Back in front of you
because shit like that is like...
How are you controlling it? On a controller or
controller? Yeah, and I must say, this is the longest I'd spent in a VR, and it did make me feel a little bit nauseous.
Okay.
I think it was PSVR, and I've not been able to get the resolution right on it whenever I played it as such yet. And I can get the technology.
Yeah. Right.
I can get why everyone's liking it, but it made me feel a wee bit sick, I must say.
That's a fair comment, because I'm still in the middle of writing our HTC Vive review, and I'm so conflicted on so many things that I'm finding it really hard to kind of get the words down. I find, and I'm sure it's the same with the PlayStation VR, I find that you can see the pixels. So the idea, it doesn't really ruin the immersion, but you will occasionally notice the fact that you are looking at a TV screen and not reality, as it were, virtual reality. You are, but you can tell you are. It's very immersive, and games like that really shit you up.
Yeah, definitely. Like that bit when the guy walks past the room, I was like, fucking shit myself.
Oh, that must have even in non-VR that made me jump. I mean, we've got another video coming up.
I think I got scared. I think I got scared of the day as well. I think.
Yep. Yeah. Well, let's say we've got another video coming up where Colin played a game called Sisters on HTC Vive. and I was quite glad he was doing it, not me. And it's just, again, it does work. You do become immersed, and it's scary. Yeah, I mean the vibe,
but it did make me
VR
feel
in general. Yeah,
the PSVR made me feel in this game because I was moving, I wasn't sat down. It did make me feel quite nauseated, I must say. And it was I was a busy place. Yeah. Like I could hear fucking.
Oh, so you're controlling it with the left stick. Yeah, that's one thing I found about VR generally is that if you have to use a controller to move yourself and you're not moving, it's like car sickness. It's like your car's moving but you're not, and your brain. I say what it's like. It's like when you're reading in a car. Yep.
Like looking down, that's what it felt like.
And then you look up and you think, God, I shouldn't have done that, really, because I knew this would happen. It's like the Vive stuff, the very best stuff is where it is proper room scale.
Yeah.
You, like even mini golf, that you're moving around, or you point and you press a button to teleport to somewhere, but you've controlled that. When I played like Adventure Time, where it is basically your head's the camera, and so you're looking at Finn and Jake. And you're pressing up on the stick and you're running away from the camera, that made me feel quite... Not nauseous. I think by the time I did that, I was used to it. But it definitely... I think... I don't know the solution, because like something like that, you have to move, and you can't move. It's not room scale VR, is it, PSVR?
Mm-hmm. I don't know, but the problem for me was like using the right stick, like, being used to using the right stick, but then not moving my head. Like trying I couldn't get used to... Because they both work... So I couldn't get used to, like...
Yeah.
I was using the right stick and, like, not moving the head enough, so it wasn't... So my eyes were still looking straight on, but my perspective was looking swiftly to the left.
Yeah, I mean, I had a moment like that with my mum where she tried the VR, and like, I said to her, right, look to your left, and... Like, she was just using her eyes. I was like, no, you actually have to look to your left. And she couldn't quite get what I meant. Yeah, you have to actually look to your left. Like, what the thing you're looking at is to the side of you, so you have to look at it, you know?
Mm-hmm. Another VR game I played actually was Serious Sam, and that was massively disappointing. Like, so many people have been buzzing about it. For me, it just reminded me of something you'd seen like an early 2000s arcade.
Yeah,
like, it looked shit, like literally something off of a 90s like Blackpool Pier or something.
I've never liked those games. They're fine, but they're not for me.
And the shooting, the control hand things I was using for my guns were not accurate in the slightest. I kept dying because I couldn't get killed. Like there was bits when little spider crab things would come to your legs, and I must say, like, it works because in real life I was lifting my legs up.
But that's also a massively immersion breaking thing, because I've had that with the Vive where something comes at your leg and you try to kick it away and you're like, oh no, my legs aren't in VR. It's just my hands and my head, and I get what you mean. It's cool
interesting
that it
how
does
you can trick your brain to do
it. But then after you've done that once, and you do have that. I did
it every time. To be fair.
I mean in different games. Like the first time you do it, you do think, oh, that's cool. It's actually tricked me so much into believing this is a real thing. It's made me sort of panic and try and kick them away. But like, after a couple of times in different games, you're like, but my legs aren't rendered, you know. But and short of a full body suit, they're never going to be. But you know. It's cool. It's cool stuff. The tech's really cool, VR. I'm waiting for that experience that makes you go, okay, you must own VR. You know?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, and the Resi 7, when the full thing comes out, may well be it.
I won't play that in VR. I mean, if I end up reviewing Resi 7, I will try the VR part, but I'm not playing the whole game in VR. Like I've had one heart attack. I don't need a second. Thank you very much, Capcom. You know.
Yeah, but there's a lot of good stuff at E3, and like what else? I can't even think what else I played, to be honest with you, but there's a lot of interesting stuff on the horizon, I must say.
Well, there's a lot coming out. Like at the moment, there's just games galore seem to be coming out. Lots of smaller games.
Yeah.
You know, in among the bigger ones. Yeah, it's true. I mean, we still got Deus Ex in August, and
that was shit.
Yes, I know you're not a fan. Like Fury is out. What's the date? Is out next week, July 5th. When's that? Is that Tuesday?
That is next Tuesday.
That's out on PlayStation 4. I don't know if it's out on PC. We previewed that a while ago, and I've played some more of that now. It's a very specific type of game. It is a boss rush game. It is a game that matches kind of... It's real cliche to say Soulsy, but it's not, because it's not really. It's more like a bullet hell shooter mixed with, I don't know, like the very specific elements of a hack and slasher, like a DMC or Bayonetta, like where you have to... So circle is your parry, and the timing is very specific. So you have to parry 3 times. That leaves them vulnerable. You can then dish out the pain with the square button, which is your melee. You got a dash button. You can shoot and I will say, from the preview build, I was concerned about the difficulty. And And the second boss, which is like the first proper boss, non-tutorial, is actually, I found it quite easy. Didn't only die. You have 3 lives essentially, but each time you die, you sort of go back a phase rather than start again, because they also have like, some of them have 6 lives, and it's like phases. Each time you get towards the last, their 6th life, it's like their hardest phase or something, final form. I mean, like the third boss has got, I think, only 4, but I haven't beaten the third boss because it's just like it's like a shoot 'em up. It is proper bullet hell, and in amongst all the bullet hell, you have to also then parry him 3 times to open up his defenses to attack him. And it's just like, if you like it, you know what, Titan Souls is similar, but Titan Souls was a one-hit kill thing. Like, they had 1 health, you had 1 health. This is different. There are energy bars, there are health. It's really good, but it's not going to be for everyone. Like, if you're interested in Fury, if you've been following Fury, then you will like it. If you haven't, because it's not, you're not that kind of gamer, you don't like boss rushes, that you're not gonna. It's nothing here that will change your mind. It's very good at what it does, and it's difficult, but it's not. It's very niche,
Mm-hmm.
It's like the opposite of Lego Star Wars, or which is one I reviewed, which is also we've talked about on videos. And say Inside is out now. Drawful 2 is another one that's out now that no one's talking about, which is a shame, because
I noticed that on the store and I was like, oh, I didn't know that was coming.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't quite understand why it exists, because it feels like it. I don't want to be too down on them because I love the Jackbox games, but it feels like it should have been DLC, maybe even a patch. The actual core game is the same. It's the same exact
it's just
game.
New questions.
Yeah, new sort of, what they've added is a few more options for, like, so now there's this, I think they call it censorship. So if you're the person in control of the game, like player 1, you can censor someone via your phone if someone's being rude, but that's kind of part of the fun of it. But I guess if you're playing with kids, then you can do that. But the other thing they've added is, I think they call it episodes. So you can actually create your own episodes pre-arranged. So I could go and create an episode called, like, GodisaGeek, and I could make all the prompts, like I could put Dan Murphy, so someone has to draw you. Do you know what I mean? So you can actually create your own episode. That's quite cool if you're gonna, if you actually fancy doing it. But again, I don't. It feels kind of like they could have just added that to Drawful. It doesn't really feel like it justifies a new purchase of a sequel.
Mm-hmm. It's not too much. It's only £6, isn't it? I think.
I mean, if you haven't got Drawful, this is the one to buy. But I would also say, if you haven't got Drawful and haven't got any Jackbox party packs, I'd probably say buy one or both of those. I'd still think the first one, but I'd buy one of those because they are the best party games available anywhere, I think.
Mm-hmm. Good stuff. Is there anything else?
I don't think there is. I mean, there's stuff coming out. I don't think there is. I mean, like I say, I reviewed Lego Star Wars Force Awakens, but we talked about it on the video review, and to be honest with you, it doesn't inspire me enough to talk about it again here. And Inside, it's difficult to talk about because it's a very strange game in terms of story, and the story didn't grab me the way it did others, but the rest of the game's incredible. And it is one of those where I think it's so good that if you have an Xbox One or PC when it comes out in a week-ish, I think, just buy it. Like, you'll love it if you like Limbo. Other than that, like, I would say get a GodisaGeek.com, and whatever's happening is happening. Like, Overwatch has got competitive mode.
What does that actually mean?
What does it mean?
Briefly, like a minute.
So oh Christ, in a minute. Okay, so it's a separate mode with separate rules, and you have to play through with your group or on your own, and it will matchmake you with 10. You have to play 10 matches, and then it ranks you based on that 10. It gives you like a placement ranking, and then from there, every time you win or lose, you go up and down the rankings. You get at the end of a season, which is this first season.
Do you get a team name?
I don't know. No, I don't think you do.
Like,
I don't think you do.
So if we all went in a team, like, we're going to
No, because it doesn't work on teams. It's solo ranks, but obviously you're going to win if you're in a group.
Right, so
you know what I mean? If you group up. And I did look, and I couldn't find this, but I'm sure they said that they were going to make competitive play have no stacking of characters, but I couldn't find that in their blog post. Okay. But I'm sure they said competitive play would be no stacking, and if those listening that don't know what that means, it means no 5 Torbjorns. It's like, if one's Torbjorn, then he's the Torbjorn, and I'm sure that's what they said, but I can't find it.
we
yeah, there's
getting
going to be
on that when we
rewards
get on
like
it,
golden skins. Oh yeah, 100%. I can't wait for that.
Tonight, yeah.
It's not out yet on console. It's when is it?
Are we getting on it tonight anyway? It's been a while.
I think so. Yeah, I think
unless
so.
I don't know if I'm doing anything actually.
Yeah, I don't either, but I would like to play some more Overwatch because I'm nearly level 40, and I haven't been this addicted to a multiplayer game since Gears of War 1, and I can't explain it. I don't know what it is because there's no reward for leveling up. Like, I have the worst luck when it comes to loot boxes. I haven't got a legendary skin yet. Yesterday I had two in my loot box. I had 2 player icons. You know, obviously you know what they are, and and you know there's loads of them, like absolute loads of player icons.
Oh, you got duplicates.
I got a duplicate. Yeah. I got 2 player icons and one was a duplicate in player icons, and that is ridiculous luck.
They shouldn't just do They should just not do duplicates, doesn't it?
I mean, it just. I don't know.
guess your coins, but they should just not.
I mean, it feels like FIFA Ultimate Team packs opening, you know. Like, but seriously, like, how am I getting duplicate player icons when other people are getting, you know? And we're all similar levels, but like Nicola plays on the team. She plays with us regularly, and she's a little bit higher level than me, but she's got like legendary skins and stuff. And it's just like, I mean, this does. I don't know. Whatever. I'm just moaning about my luck. But Overwatch is. I'll be honest with you. It's June now, nearly July. So far, it's my game of the year so far.
Yeah, I'd agree. We're knocking this thing on head then.
I think so. I think that's plenty of chat.
If you are a Patreon saint, please do stick around because we'll have some chat after this to talk about. But
actually, on that note, can I just ask if people do? I know we haven't got many of them, but the people who are Patreon members, backers, whatever you want to call them, let us know if you actually really, really want the extra bit on the end, because it's. I don't know. It just if you do listen, let us know. In fact, we can probably talk about that in the next bit.
Okay. So, I've been at Mabroski on Twitter. Oh, I'm not. I've been Dan Murphy, and you can follow me on Twitter at Mabroski. You can follow...
You just basically suggested that you are actually playing the character of at Mabroski.
You can't follow Adam on Twitter anymore, because...
You can.
Well, you can, but he's only an egg, so Jeebus F, the egg. You can follow GodisaGeek on Twitter at GodisaGeek, and on Facebook at facebook.com/GodisaGeek. You can go to GodisaGeek.com to read all the reviews of the games that Adam has been playing and all the previews of the games that I have played and am now missing from E3. And of course, you can go to youtube.com/GodisaGeek for an impending video. Oh shit, I burped. For an impending video of Colin fucking being scared, which will all really be funny. And of course, if you'd be so kind, please do, if you like what we do, would you please be ever so kind to support us over on patreon.com/GodisaGeek. And if there is nothing left to say, please say goodbye, Adam.
Goodbye.
And it's goodbye from me. C'est la vie.
That's really weird, like a really long pause.